I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue. I'm telling you, kids, don't come to Hollywood. I'm serious.
Your camera's there.
You're so broken. I love this. Please don't get well. You know, because the movie wasn't shooting for another year. So he asked me not to get well. That's how off this business is.
Jim Carrey has been trying to warn us for a long time about Diddy and others in Hollywood, but most people didn't take it seriously. He made odd comments hinting that people should stay away from the industry. There were also whispers that Diddy once tried to invite him to one of his wild parties. Remember that red carpet moment when Jim said something strange and everyone just laughed it off, thinking it was just him being quirky? Back then, no one gave it a second thought. But now, with everything coming out, like the lawsuits about trafficking, the raid on Diddy's homes, and the talk of those disturbing parties, people are starting to wonder if Jim was actually warning us. And here's where it gets even more intense. There are now claims that Jim Carrey could be a quiet witness in Diddy's case. That's right. The same investigation that has Diddy in court might also have Jim's name mentioned in the official files. So yeah, you might want to get comfortable, because this story is about to take a serious turn as we talk about the strange link between Jim Carrey and Diddy's alleged secret circle in Hollywood.
America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is. So tonight, I'd like to dedicate this award to those who remind us of our virtues, who remind us of the truth. So Charles Chaplin battled McCarthyism into exile, to Christopher Steele, who tried to pull a thorn out of the paw of an ungrateful beast, to Christine Blasey Ford, to Colin Kaepernick. He'll stand for the anthem when the anthem stands for him. And to one of my friends, my good friends, and one of the greatest artists of our time, Robert De Niro, whose life was threatened also this week, along with many other incredibly decent people who bring...
To really get what's going on here, we need to backtrack a little because this story has been simmering for a long time. For years, there have been quiet rumors about the elite side of Hollywood. You know those invite-only parties where only top celebrities are allowed in? And the things that supposedly happen there are more than just wild, they're downright disturbing. And one name that keeps coming up in those whispers, Diddy. He's known not just for his music and business success, but for throwing some of the most private and mysterious parties in the industry. At the same time, fans have always noticed that Jim Carrey, one of the most well-known actors out there, has never shown up at any of them. It wasn't just coincidence, and now we're starting to understand why. In several rare interviews over the years, Jim opened up about this. He didn't just avoid those parties because he was busy filming another comedy. He said it was because he didn't want anything to do with the shady side of Hollywood. He spoke about how certain powerful groups in the industry protect their own and how he made a choice to stay far away from it all. Jim said those parties weren't something he was missing out on. They were something he was protecting himself from. He said he'd heard stories and they weren't pretty. The vibe was off. The people involved were dangerous, and the whole thing was tightly protected until this ongoing drama with Diddy began to shake things up. Though Jim never named anyone directly, he made it clear that he wasn't going to be part of a scene that had been hidden and protected for years. While many in Hollywood looked the other way, he kept his distance. And now that everything is starting to fall apart, it seems like Jim saw this coming long ago. Over the years, Jim Carrey has become someone fans look to for insight into what really goes on in the industry. He's spoken out about how Hollywood is obsessed with fame, money, and illusion, calling it empty, fake, and even evil. So no, it's not surprising at all that he stayed away from Diddy's controversial parties. Now, as more lawsuits against Diddy come out talking about things like control, trafficking, legal cover-ups, and even rumors of creepy rituals, people are starting to look back at what Jim said with a new understanding. His strange comments from the past are beginning to sound more like straight-up facts than weird jokes. Take, for example, his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2014. He stared right into the camera and seemed to call out certain people linked to what he described as a hidden Hollywood group.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and You're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh.
Back when it first aired, most people laughed and brushed it off. But now, looking back, Jim's words feel oddly specific and unsettling. Just scroll through the comments on that same video today, and you'll see a whole different reaction. One person wrote, "My dad was in the audience. No one laughed. The laughter was added later to cover it up." Another said, "My sister was there. She told us nobody found it funny. Everyone was quiet." People are now realizing that Jim might have been risking a lot to say what he did. Out loud, someone even commented, "Thanks to Jim for putting his life on the line to speak the truth." And another person added, "This video might go down in history now that all this Diddy stuff is coming out. It's wild to think that so much of this was right in front of us, but barely anyone wanted to believe it. Now, here we are. The people who speak up knowing full well, the risks are finally being taken seriously." One commenter put it perfectly. "Those who know they can be taken out instantly and still speak the truth. I have deep respect for them. God bless you, Jim. Stay safe." And just a heads up, if you've never been to a live taping, a lot of the laughter you hear is added in during editing. So when Jim spoke, it probably wasn't funny at all. In the room, it was quiet, maybe even tense.
On the joke, man, you know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to.
Now, everyone's wondering, was Jim Carrey really just being strange? Or was he actually trying to warn us about what goes on behind closed doors in Hollywood? Fans across social media think it wasn't just random when he said Hollywood isn't real, it's demonic. With Diddy now facing multiple lawsuits and federal investigations, those old clips of Jim are blowing up for a reason. Between 2014 and 2017, Jim made a series of odd yet direct comments. He called Hollywood empty, claimed celebrities were being controlled by dark forces, and warned about things happening out of public view. At the time, people thought he was just going through some spiritual phase. But now, people are starting to connect the dots. And many believe that Diddy's mysterious world is exactly what Jim was warning us about. So here's the big question. Was Jim Carrey calling out the same kind of twisted parties, power games, and cover-ups that are finally being brought into the spotlight? Or are we just looking too deep into it now that the truth is starting to come out? A lot of people also think Jim may have been blacklisted. After he started speaking out, his career seemed to vanish. No more blockbuster roles. No Ace Ventura revival, nothing. It's like he disappeared. And if you've noticed how Hollywood treats people who speak out, Jim's sudden fade from the spotlight doesn't look like a coincidence. After calling out Hollywood's darker side, Jim went from being one of the biggest stars in the world to barely showing up at all. Sure, he's been painting and doing a few low-key interviews, but the version of Jim Carrey we all knew, he vanished. Some say the industry shut him out. Others believe he chose to walk away before they could ruin him. Either way, it's clear that something changed the moment he started calling things out. There are even theories online that link this all together. People point to how Kanye West was canceled after talking about control in the industry. Brendan Fraser was pushed out after speaking up about abuse. Jim Carrey, he called Hollywood demonic and started dropping cryptic messages. Then, poof, his career went silent. Then there's that old deleted tweet from Elon Musk where he hinted that some celebrities were leaving the US because they knew too much. Fans are asking, was that about? Whatever the reason, Jim didn't just fade away. He stopped doing press, late-night shows, or Netflix specials. He's mostly been quiet, making art and keeping to himself. But even in that silence, people are starting to believe he's still sending messages, just in a different way. He said in a rare interview, "I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough." At first it sounded like someone stepping away peacefully, but now, some say it fits the pattern of a star who was quietly pushed out, then branded as eccentric to make sure people stop. And while most celebrities either follow the rules or stay quiet, Jim kept asking hard questions. His decision to stay away from Diddy's controversial parties is getting attention again now that Diddy is under legal fire. Suddenly, Jim's absence doesn't seem random, it seems smart now. Here's where things really get wild. There are rumors on Reddit and TikTok that Jim's name is mentioned in sealed court documents tied to the Diddy case. Some users even claim the FBI has reached out to him, possibly as a witness. According to whispers, Jim knows way more than he's let on. Think that sounds far-fetched? Look at the facts. Former employees have accused Diddy of silencing people. With NDAs and threats, Cassie's lawsuit even said celebs were being used to lure others to private events. The FBI didn't just raid his homes for headlines. They were reportedly looking for evidence of trafficking, financial crimes, and manipulation. So if Jim was ever invited and said no, that doesn't just make him someone who stayed out of it. It makes him a threat because he might know what really went on. He may have seen enough to stay far away, and that silence, it might not last forever. If Jim ever speaks again, it could change everything. Maybe he already is, just not in the way we expect. Let me know what you think in the comments and check out our other videos.